Quick question before we get into today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Do you guys prefer longer and more extensive breakdowns of new characters or quicker and more summarized versions? Would greatly appreciate your feedback by answering the poll I have in the pinned comment so I can know how to better structure these videos in the future. A new Boa Hancock normal legend is getting released. She will be Psy, Free Spirit and Cerebral. She will actually be super class Cerebral and will be featured for the first time in the next Kizuna Sugofest, which is also labeled Road to Worldwide Anniversary, because we are getting closer to that. It is almost a month away. She is not a Kizuna legend though, based on the data mines. Her captain ability is pretty basic but still good. She has a great attack boost for Cerebral and Free Spirit units, and the same goes with an HP boost. She can make Psy and TND slots matching. She is also a super tandem unit, and she increases our chain by a specific amount while also providing healing at the end of each turn for 4000 HP. Her special is way more interesting because she can actually remove pain by 5 turns, which makes her the first unit in One Piece Treasure Cruise that can do that. And with how often we see pain in treasure maps lately, it's weird that she's not a treasure map legend. She can also heal and then delay the enemy, ignoring immunity. On top of that, she can apply Petrify and Melo Melo for 2 turns to the enemy, and then changes her slot to a tandem one, so she can activate her super tandem ability. The buff combination she also has is extremely good because she can provide a chain growth boost alongside chain boundaries for 2 turns. And if a chain lock or chain boundaries are already present, then instead of that, she provides an attack boost for Psy, Cerebral and Free Spirit units. Very good combo. Generally, whatever unit can provide chain boundaries immediately has very high potential. The utility from her special is not that great though, so what do we get from her super class? First off, we get access to it by having specific characters on the crew. Only one of them is needed and some very popular ones are included, like Luffy and Rayleigh, or we need 6 Cerebral units. And then she can reduce despair by 6 turns, which is actually very good. First of all, even if despair is present, she doesn't have utility in her captain ability outside of making some slots matching and healing at the end of the turn though, so nothing gets limited by her having the despair removal in her super special instead of her captain ability. She makes perfects easier to hit, which is good, allows overheal, which is awesome, and then inflicts Melo Melo to the enemies for 10 additional turns, allowing us to of course stall. The Melo Melo mechanic in general, which is unique to Boa Hancock by the way, hasn't been that impactful in One Piece Treasure Cruise. I wouldn't give it crazy value. It's a nice addition to the game, but I don't think this specific legend will be broken just because of that mechanic. She will probably be more useful because of her chain boundaries than the Melo Melo mechanic. It can still be situationally useful though if you plan around it. Something that is definitely worth noting, I don't think her utility is that strong. And yeah, she can delay enemies ignoring immunity, but we haven't actually seen her being able to provide a conditional attack boost versus delayed enemies so far. Well, that comes from her super tandem ability. But, and that is a huge but, only when the super tandem limit break ability is at levels 4 and 5. Before that, for levels 1, 2 and 3, the super tandem only provides a tandem attack boost. Definitely a big disadvantage for this boa, because it makes the combination of being able to delay through immunity and give a conditional attack boost pay to win, something that other units can do for free. She can still be used alongside a unit that can provide a conditional attack boost versus delayed enemies, but of course that is extra team building steps that she could have provided on her own. Getting closer to the anniversaries, I don't think anyone should be pulling for this Boa Hancock anyway, and she will be available in future Sugofests since she's a normal legend. And yes, she's still a decent unit. She can find uses in different teams, and even her nice Melo Melo mechanic can be situationally good, as I mentioned, but just because of the pay to win aspect of this unit, I think I will drop her a star. Normally I would give her a 3 out of 5 stars rating, but now it will be 2 out of 5. Up next, we are finally getting a Saki unit. We are getting her as a rare recruit. She will be Psi and also Free Spirit Cerebral, just like Boa Hancock, and she actually has a very strong special. She can reduce and resist 6 turns of special bind and also remove 6 turns of defense up. She can change middle and bottom row slots into tandem, something that doesn't go through block slots, a big disadvantage here for slot manipulation, but she can boost the color affinity of Int and Psi units for 3 turns, for the very good multiplier of 2.25 times. On top of that, if we already have Chain Lock, Chain Boundaries, or a Chain Growth boost, she increases the duration of all of those by 1 turn, meaning she can allow us to carry these helpful chain boosts over to another stage. Also, she can increase Chain Locks by plus 0.3 times, which is actually pretty helpful. And I would say that being able to help with utility and slot manipulation, except with block slots unfortunately, in stage 4, and then also help us avoid an interruption perhaps, or just use the chain boundaries we used in stage 4, in stage 5 as well, she can be extremely helpful. She can also give a color affinity boost for 2 different stages, so if you are versus an Int or a Psi boss, that can be big help as well. Even though she can be considered niche because she can provide damage in 2 different stages alongside 6 turns of removal, and chain boundaries have high value in the game in my opinion, I will rate this Saki with 4 out of 5 stars. V3 Rayleigh is getting a super evolution, and now he has utility in his captain ability where he can remove attack down. 5 turns of removal without level limit break, 10 turns of removal possibly with the right level limit break level. Even though his special becomes a lot better, it still maintains the same property where it is the only special that you can activate in a turn, which with level limit break becomes 1 out of 2 specials that you can activate, so it gives you a 2 special limit, which is very bad. And it's not like versus Kaido where before you activate Kaido you can activate as many utility specials as you want, and then you activate Kaido, you remove beneficial effects, and after Kaido's activation you are limited to 2 specials. Rayleigh not only limits you after his activation but before his activation too, because if we activate 2 specials, let's say, and we want to activate Rayleigh after, we simply can't. And without his level limit break, if we activate just one other special, we can't activate Rayleigh anymore. I was never a fan of this Rayleigh, to be honest, even though now he has a very strong special. He can reduce 6 or 7 turns of paralysis, then also manipulate block slots to matching, provide a 2.5 times attack boost for Cerebral, Slasher and Fighters, but also a NOR boost for the same classes, and make Fighters and Cerebrals ignore damage reducing barriers and buffs. Even with all that, you might still need utility outside of the one Rayleigh provides. With all the different possibilities in One Piece Treasure Cruise, I generally find this Rayleigh pretty limiting, so I will actually give him 2 out of 5 stars. And these are all of my ratings and analysis for the upcoming One Piece Treasure Cruise units. As always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.